you must have the opposite. If he says it this way, that is when you will not say that. The only reason is because he said it that way. Of course, some husbands are like that. The only reason they refuse that idea is because the wife said. But I tell you, it must be the way you say it. Present it as a suggestion, a wise suggestion. Why can't you just humble yourself and be wise, be smart? A wise woman will always be an influence to her husband. A foolish one will always annoy the husband, make him mad, make him angry. And when you make him angry, you'll be the victim. Are you still here? Learn to listen to your husband. Learn to listen. Learn it. Practice it. Tell yourself you're going to do it. That is where your duty is. Once you stop listening, all your beauty evaporates. There's something important, you know? Beauty is in obedience. That's what the glory is. Once you are not obedient, once you are harsh, you talk anyhow to your husband, your beauty evaporates. You wonder why you are dressing and you can't see it. He doesn't remember your last hairstyle. You can't see all those things. Today's meeting is not for this, but
All right, the floor is open. You've heard the two deliveries, and I want us to say, oh, I love this point that he made. I disagree with this point that he established. I think that there were some extreme statements that were made, and I think we should react to it when we have the next 20 minutes to do so. I love this that he said, and I think is what embracing. I do not agree with this that he said because of and so on. So that's where we are right now. About what I say, I'm part of it. Yes, I know where you're going. All right, flow.
Thank you. And the part that Pastor Chris said that I do not agree with.
And I know all the women in the house.
It's that part. You know, okay, when God was creating Eve to help Adam, he said, I will make unto Adam a helpmate. Me.
Is it? Let's check, please. Number four, don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I want to learn. I don't know. I want to learn. Please show me.
Please.
I want to learn.
That's why we are here. Let's not shout anybody down. It's important that we know that some of us actually think that it will help me. MATE, but it actually help me. Please check it in your Bible. Go on, but it is help me. Help me.
Need the help of the man.
Yes. That's why you use the examples of if I want to go shopping and you could start the woman first. There was also something also said that
be behaving like my mom. Go and do this, go and do that. But I'm saying we can't take it away from her. She would always mention these things. Sometimes she put it in a way that you would want to do it. Sometimes it will come across very wrongly and you would react to it.
Yeah.
But we cannot take away the fact that she was created to be a wife and a mother. So if,
sometimes
now,
people
keep saying
the functions intertwined.
yes, they say to our children. You see, as long as you're married to, that's why some pastors call their wives mommy. And some, even though I hate that thing, I tell people around me, especially the young fakites, when you come to my house, I call my wife mommy. I want you. How? Please, mama and papa. I'm not the mama and papa kind of person. I like my name. You don't have to put bro. I love my name the way it is. But you see, one thing I don't like is when you start getting angry with your wife for telling you what you would have done and you didn't do. And that cannot be her fault. And for some of us, she must say one thing like 5 times. And then you start saying you're talking too much. But she said it before, maybe in the bedroom. And then maybe you made you quarrel and you made love and you tried to, and she just one thing and you didn't do it. So you can't blame her for talking too much. She would be your mom until you do the thing you're supposed to do. Simple.
That's coming from my husband. So Emeka, we're going back. We have just 10 minutes more to cap this up.
Sorry, what I have to say is very short.
Yeah.
Right? From what David just said.
Yeah.
Now, the way you view a mother, right? Mother, there's a sister, there's a friend, there's the wife. Now, my issue here is, if she must be a wife, I think a wife is a blend of a little bit of mother, little bit of friend, little bit of sister. Do you understand me? This thing has to come to play. That's what, as in, that totality should make her a wife. She should be your wife, not your mother.
What will resist is when you are dominantly acting like the mom.
My wife.
Yes, she shouldn't be my mother. She should be my wife. Because there's a little mother in her. Give me that little mother. Don't be my mother. For God's sake, I have a mother. Okay, fine, yes. At some point, we men neglect the things that we're meant to do, fine, right? And now, the function of putting it across now, she should put it across as your wife. Do you understand? We left our parents to live together. Do you understand? Now you're my wife. There's a little bit of mother in you. There's a little bit of my friend in you. There's a little bit of my sister in you. Please, the blend is my wife. Give me my wife.
Give me my wife.
Do you understand? No, the mother is in there. The mother is in there. But be my wife.
Wow.
That's not all I ask.
Bring back our wives and take our mothers away.
This guy is itching.
Right.
Him. No.
Hello. Yeah.
Fred.
The reason why my wife shouldn't be my mother is because my mother is older than me. So the reason why my mother gives me advice is because she thinks she knows more than me. I don't expect to marry a woman who thinks she knows more than me. She's not my wife if she thinks she knows more than me.
What's wrong?
You grab my
What's
wife.
wrong with your wife?
No. How can your wife know more than we've talked about this before? Can you remember? I don't know if you understand. It's a wrong placement. It's a wrong placement for a woman to be higher than the man. It's wrong. Even by scriptures, yes. Hello. There's something I always say. Your wife, as a man, is the woman that sees the king in you, the priest and the prophet. If I was a woman, I would not marry a man that I do not trust his priesthood. I do not see him as a prophet. A lot of these girls that say these things in this room, some things Pastor K will say, they will take it hook, line, and sinker. Then marry him. You marry a man and you still be telling him Pastor K said something. And you listen to Pastor K more than him. He's not that man you married. You married the wrong person. But yeah, Pastor K is now the head of your house. If as a woman you see a man and you do not think he's kingly enough to be sensible enough to be a man, you do not think his relationship with God is enough for you as a priest, you do not think his words should not fall to the ground without you obeying it, then don't marry him. Why are you wasting your time? Why are you going to put yourself into future problems? You go what I'm saying? So what I'm saying here is there's a proper arrangement of things in the house. The man is the head. The woman is I don't know what that's called. Paul even said it. It's even in scripture. God is the head of man. Man is the head of the woman. That's the order. It's not woman is the head of the man. I wouldn't, as a woman, marry a man that I'll be telling to pray. We saw this thing here before. And you tell your husband, let's go to church. That man is not even supposed to be your husband. He's supposed to marry a lesser woman. I don't know if you understand. No, yeah. There are some people that are marrying somebody else's wife. No, you should marry another one that goes to club. What I'm not saying is there's an order of things. The man is the head of the house. My mother would always want to advise me because my mother carried me. She saw me poo in my diaper. She gave me breast to defend. So, do you understand? So she would never get it, even if I'm the president of the United States. She will say, come here, she can still pull my hair because I'm her son. But my wife is different. My wife is that woman who thinks I'm a lord, a king, that she wants to walk with. Do you grab? So that's the order, that's what I'm saying.
Well said, Elvis. And then you are there.
The point now is that I've forgotten all the
Yeah.
They took the life. They don't want it. They don't want me to say.
Quick leper lights. Internet people are seeing like in darkness, please. Elvis. Elvis, too. You time to remember what you want to say. Elvis.
Do you want to say something?
He's thinking about what he wanted to say.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go on.
All right.
In as much as I respect order, the Bible says, let everything be done decently.
Just pause a little bit. Sorry, it's important. We forgot to let you know that at a certain time in discussion, we came online. And we also didn't tell you that from now on, we're going to be having the things that the proceeding of the meeting is going to be automatically recorded on YouTube. Anybody around the world can watch what you're saying. So if you don't want what you're saying to be recorded, it will be on track. We forgot to announce that because we didn't come online on time. But that point to know that people around the world, even after we are done, it's automatically recorded on YouTube. So everybody can log on it and listen to what you are saying. Yeah. So we would advise you that if you are making a reference to someone, it's better for you to be anonymous about it because you can be quoted. So what we are saying here is open to the outside world. I just need to let you that. Yeah. Okay. Because some of us are mentioning people specifically, and so if you don't want to be quoted outside, and you said it, please be cautious. Anonymously say what you want to say. Yeah, sir. Okay. You don't have all the time now, so let's run.
It's unfortunate that what I wanted to say. I will say something, but let me start with the preamble. Now, what I wanted to say.
Continue now.
Continue. What I wanted to say was about the issue that was being discussed at that time.
Okay.
But we have strayed away to some other new grounds. But let me say what I want to say. Now, husband and wife relationship is different from the man and woman relationship.
Yes.
As in, while a woman should be submissive to the wife, to the husband. A woman in a corporate climate could lord over a man if she has the requisite information. I mean, I don't know if I'm right here. Because in the feminist side, a woman can match a man in all fronts, in the house, in the bedroom, in the corporate world. So I want to make that very, very clear. A husband and a wife relationship is different from a boss or a man and a woman relationship. So let's put that. Let's spread it, please. That's my point. Thank you.
Well said.
Thank you.
Elvis and Elvis first.
Yeah, I said earlier that in as much as I believe in the fact that the Bible says that let everything be done decently and in order. Yeah, I believe so much in the scriptures. However, I really want to say this, that let's just imagine this, okay? You got married to a graduate. You were a man, you got married to a graduate. Now, yeah, you know, oh, sorry.
Right. Yeah.
You know, you got married to a graduate. Now, this person has gone through school, spent a lot of time studying in a particular field. She's very knowledgeable. I think it would be very, very unfair for you to say because of chauvinism, disregard what a woman has, the knowledge and the experiences that she has gathered over time. Now, I also want to say this, that the word submission means submission, all right? What that means is that, okay,
one house, please.
Now, what that means is that a man may have, because the Bible makes you to understand that the reason a woman has to submit is so that there will be order. You can't have two people driving a car and all that, but for there to be order. But a man must have it in his consciousness that the woman is supposed to be my helpmeet. In other words, she's got something that I need. You understand? And so it is my responsibility to be able to harness what the woman has. Because, see, in a situation where a man is very chauvinistic and you don't have regard and respect for what the woman, then don't get married. Because I believe that the whole picture is like a puzzle. You don't have it complete. God in His wisdom, if He had everything complete, there will be no need for a woman. But then if there is a woman, what that means is that you may see it, you have a perception. And I believe that men have a particular way of looking at things. You understand? It's just like the human brain, it has two parts, the right side and the left side. You understand? Now, the way you look at the cover of a book is different from the way a woman will look at the cover of the book. But the two people need to come together to give a better picture, as it were. So I think that men, in as much as we demand, in as much as we want women to submit, we must also have it in our consciousness that, see, this woman is supposed to be a helpmate. This woman knows something. You understand? And so it is my responsibility to harness what she has. Because at the end of the day, we are supposed to be building our lives together. We are supposed to move forward together. And so how am I going to look at what she's got to add to the corporate vision, if I could put it that way? Because the way we are taking this discussion, I think the whole idea of being a husband, being a master, I think we are overflogging the issue. For goodness sake, you don't need to tell me I'm a man. Sometimes you just need to be a man to be a man. What I mean is that if you are a man because you take the responsibilities that men take, it becomes very hard. I'm not saying that women shouldn't submit, but it becomes very hard for a woman to submit when you are not playing the role of a man. Do you understand?
Well,
so I think this is we need to put them in perspective.
IJ.
I have something to say.
Quickly.
Funny enough, he answered my question. I wanted to ask what Fred was saying, whether it was all right. I wanted Brother Ladi and Mr. Bambade to handle it, but the guy answered my question. I also have another question. You said that I think you are going to sleep. We are going to sleep on it. You said, what of a lady who is in submission to God and married someone that is not in submission to God? I'm going to just say, endure, pray. I would like you to address that too.
All right, wake up. Now, in reality, the truth is that some of us are making, some of them will still make lots of mistakes foundationally in marriage. You are now married to a man, or a man who was submitted to God, but somehow the cares of life took over, and now he doesn't have regard and respect for the things of God, and then he's abusing his office or his ministry as a husband, and then you are still expected to. For instance, you find out that your husband is irresponsible, or he's cheating on you, or he's becoming a little bit verbally abusive, he's neglecting his responsibility, and then you're married to him. And maybe this didn't start when you got married. It's like 5 years, 6 years down, 7 years down the road. And the Bible is still saying submit to the man. How do I submit in that kind of difficult situation when I see that the man is no more playing his roles? Will I be will it be legitimate for me? Will I have God's approval if I just, put the man where he belongs since he's not playing his roles? Because these are things that some people are facing and will still face in their marriages. If you don't tell, yeah.
Praise God. I won't share my little experience because I've heard a lot here and there. I just told them for me that it's very easy to. Theory is very easy, but the practical side of it is really demanding. And if you are not there, you are not there. You are not there, you are not there at all.
Like that.
One of the things I've seen about my wife, when it comes to submission, I've not seen any woman in this world that understand that level of submission. And I think she was able to learn that from this wife. And then she's doing it very well. Yes, I think so. I think yes. My wife
will be find out from them.
My major discovery is that I discovered that you can't love and not submit, and you can't submit and not love. So two of us, I'm loving you and submitting. You are loving me, and then you're also submitting. You are submitting and loving. So there is no way as a way that as a man, Bible has said that I should love my wife. But if I truly love my wife, I must submit to her. Yeah. And if she's submitting to me, then the love factor too must be there. So we're both doing the same thing but different. And I'm saying that, because some of the things I've seen about these are 2 years. There are some things I've done these 2 years that I don't like going to market. Even till this. But in the name of love and submission, I have been this our baby is just a year. And I can count the number of times this 1 year, over 1 year, that my wife, has taken time to go to the market. I go to 2-3 times a week for her. Because relax. I've seen that the ladies, the demand on them, my perception towards the female gender now has really changed.
Correct.
Because the level of work, do you know what it means to breastfeed a child? Do you know what it means to carry the child for night? The first time when we had our baby, that night, the second day, they always crying and all of that. I wanted to run mad. Are you listening? I had to beg her that please, because this night I can't sleep in this room. I had to leave, but the next one I get to beg them, I'm sorry. Their makeup, they are powerful.
And two are still coming.
No, I like that. So I've seen that there is no way that as a man that you can't truly love if you are not submitting to your wife. And then as the wife too, you cannot truly submit if you don't love the man. So we're doing the same thing. We're both doing the same thing but differently. And as a man, if you are not willing, that meaning of to love. It's saying that we submit that our ego. Well, even when I go to market, I'm just wondering that God, what am I doing this market? I still ask myself, I was still there yesterday, what am I doing this market? But I've been doing it over and over.
What are you doing this market?
So there's just a whole lot.
Oh yes. I'll take 3 more people and then we'll be done. Let's have bring it to the front, please. His Excellency in the front. Whose one is that? Oh.
Okay, I want to share from another point.
One house, please.
I'm looking at it from a scriptural point. You see, one of the challenges.
One house. I've always told you that you learn and listening is an art. It's not easy to listen to people. You will have to condition, and the act of listening is very important in marriage. Most of you only listen to people that are your co-speakers. You have to learn to listen. Please learn to listen. We'll soon be done.
All right, thank you, sir. I was saying that I want to come from the scriptural point.
Yeah, I expect that.
Colossians says that God has made everything perfectly, but we sought after many inventions. One of the reasons why we have a lot of this challenge is because people are leaving the basics and doing what people are suggesting. God's word to us are not suggestive, they're instructions.
So that
If we hold on to the standard of God, God's words are not subjective to us, they're instructive. If we hold up to what God has said, life can be easy. You know, Proverbs 23, verse 4 to 5 says that with wisdom a house is built. Love is good. Love the man. Wisdom will do more. With understanding, say the house is established. You want a home that is established. Understand this man before you go and accept to marry him. Then he said, with knowledge, the house is filled with precious riches. That is good, but the one that does me to authority the most is when you go to verse 5. He said that a man with wisdom is greater than a mighty man. If you put the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding together, we can have a better home. People, you know, someone will come up with this a new idea in town now. You bring it into your family system. What is God saying? Romans 3 verse 1, let all man be like God. If God has said it, let's follow this standard. Is God a liar? No. Can God fail? No. So there's a standard we have. The reason why we are falling into all of these issues is because we are looking somewhere else for what will not help us. So let's go back to the first love. Go back to the first love, go back to the standard, and walk with God.
Two more people will be done. Boma. So I can't video now. Oh, people are watching, or somebody. People are watching.
Well, everybody.
Oh, did you answer your question? Oh, I forgot. Don't forget his question. Yeah.
Okay, I'll answer your. I'll help her.
Make it clear. Make it clear.
One told the lady to do something.
Yes.
Her husband said, "Don't do."
Okay, she should not do it. She has not do it.
She's under the husband.
Yes. There's no question on that one.
Yes, question is
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
Well, hello.
One house. Right, one house.
Seriously, we played that audio, those audio, for us to know the foundation of what the vows are built on. So I want us not to forget the reason what the topic we're talking about today, which is the wedding vows. Now the wedding vows are what we've shown is to show you how serious the wedding vows are. Whether you say them in public in front of witnesses or you say it in private, it's a contract that you and your spouse have signed. It's a covenant, even stronger. It's a blood covenant, let me just put it that way, of that you have signed. That's why they give you a certificate. Just like you're buying shares, you buy shares, they give you a certificate. This one, you bought shares, 100% shares in your wife's life, and she has bought 100% shares in your life. And the dividend must be paid in full throughout the marriage. You understand? It's a signed contract. Anyone that says, "Oh, I don't feel like doing this," you're not paying the dividend. What happens? They'll take it to court.
Yeah, which one we got?
Either the judicial court or depending on where you get married.
All right, I understand that somebody wants to make that's just one response from online. Somebody wants to say something online. Somebody wants to say something online. Who is the person first of all? Jamie. Okay. Jamie. Where is Jamie? Okay. Okay. All right, I mean you. 2 minutes.
Is it coming out?
No, it's coming. Just to confirm that anyway. Finally, what was the final response? Finally, Joy. Reality, yes, that's responding to our question. Thank God you brought us back to it. One of our senior friends who served me when I was the only information that she served with me is that we'll go further than that. She actually told me that, look, if a man is irresponsible, said I've been the one bearing the burden of this marriage for the last 10 years, he's irresponsible, he doesn't take care of, or he cannot even take care of his, she said that, and do you think that, I think that, she was saying that you think we're discussing about that a man who is irresponsible, who doesn't take care of the house, who doesn't take care of his household, who has left his responsibility, does not deserve to expect sex. That she feels he's justified for not, submitting to him sexually because the guy is irresponsible. No irresponsible man should expect for his wife to see servicing sex. Somebody actually told me that. Today they are separated. Me. This is one of us. Yeah.
Okay, just to answer the question, I was trying to remember this place in Matthew where Jesus was addressing, I think it was the Pharisees, where it was an issue between tradition and scriptures.
Yeah.
Because they were like, oh, God says we should do this. But then in doing, just painting a hypothetical situation, God says we should do this. But in doing this, you are going to dishonor your mother and your father. But the Bible now says, and Jesus now addressed them and told them they were hypocrites, because how would you go against my word and dishonor your father and your mother in the name of tradition? Because the tradition says you must, let's say your first fruits, for instance, let me put it that way. First fruits, you were at God because that's what we want it to be. That's what the Bible says. You should bring all your first fruits into the house of God. So maybe on the other hand, something says, oh, you should give this money. There's a tradition that says give it to your father and your mother, your first salary. Yeah. And then God on his own expects that you would honor your father and your mother rather than claim you are obeying scriptures and dishonor your father and your mother. So God is even very careful about even his own commandments. He said, honor your father and your mother. The same way God expects us to honor our husbands. If your husband tells you you're not going somewhere that God has told you to go to, you're not going anywhere because you're under the instruction of your husband. Your husband has the responsibility to lead you. So
you'll be answerable to God.
Yes. So he's leading you, and if he has not led you in that place, even though God has spoken to you, your responsibility is to act out, behave like an honorable wife at home, so that you can influence your husband and change his mind. That is the way to go, not trying to get out and do because God said so. God expects us to still be answerable to our husbands and our husbands to lead us.
Well said. Unfortunately for us, we don't have all the time. We have to close the curtain right here. We spent our 30 minutes extra time and we won't go beyond that. And is it? She's still on. She come on. Because it's not like if the voice can come up, we will take it. We're capping it up. Well, the bottom line here is that while the solemn vow and you are preparing to do so, you have all the time to think through.
Where is the speaker? Where should you put the mic? One side.
Yeah. Okay, what else? Is she talking? Okay, go on. Go on. Go on. Okay. You wanted to give a unfortunately he stepped out. I know he quoted a lot of scriptures, so you're looking at, well, we know those scriptures. Give us something practical. I understand you. But he has stepped out. I feel you here. You know that for those who are yet to be married, who are yet to be there, they can only quote scriptures for us. So we have to accept the scriptures. Yeah. We have to accept the scriptures. If you were there, I mean, what kind of practical example do you want him to give? All right. So, but unfortunately, we have to cap it up. Sorry for all of you online. We came in quite late because the guy behind the the multimedia also wasn't available. We hope to correct that so that by 5 we'll be on, so that we can take more of the online audience. I hope you guys have had fun and you were able to hear us. We hope to improve on these with time. But let's just quickly look at those of us who are online. Damola is online. Who is next? Somebody's Fikayo. Fikayo is from where?
Hi. Fikayo is in
Hi,
London.
Fikayo. London. Oh, Fikayo, thanks for being around. Who is next?
Thanks for having me.
Okay, who else? Solomon. Solomon is out. He's there. Okay, Solomon, thanks for being around. Where? Okay, you're not allowing us to see you. Anyway, thanks for being around. We hope to have you next month. God bless you. All right, so quickly, I just want to thank you for being good listeners. We have exhausted our extra 30 minutes, and that's where we're going to cap it up. As I was saying before, we got the name. Please, those of you who are yet to make those solid vows, you have all the time in the world to think, to pray, to look again, to everything possible. You know, immediately you sign in, immediately you log in, you know you are logged in. You know, you have all the time now to reconsider, to pray, do everything you want to reevaluate everything. When you make those vows, you are sticking to it till death do you part. Ensure that he's somebody who will not break his own vows, somebody who is like God, and trust and lean on the grace of God to take you to the very end. All right. So on that note, I will just listen to the main announcement and then call it a day. God bless you. See you next month. Oh, let me quickly say this. Next month, we will be handling a topic we call Romance 101. Our darling MOR is coming back in the house. She's going to have the floor for like an hour thereabout, and then we're going to have MOR. Actually, for those of you who didn't come for the sanctified sexuality, MOR means mentions of romance. Our name actually is don't allow the sound in one of the lights. Our name actually is Onyiko Sola Alabi. She's a pastor, an associate pastor in Fountain of Life, but she does some very bad things. She runs a business that delivers gifts in very weird ways. You know, the mention is that she's a middleman in delivering romantic gifts, you know, delivering surprises, gifts between people who love themselves. And she's been doing it for quite a while, you know. So somebody wondered when the kind of stuff that you were saying the last month, we were wondering, are you sure that this person, you know, and then she tried to introduce herself that she's a pastor, you know. So the kind of things you're going to be hearing, she's down to earth. She says those things like it is, you know, and she's very, very experienced. Some people came to ask me the last month, you mean she's not married? You know, and she can see all those things graphically that way, and without any sense of shame, any type of remorse about it. This is what she does, and we want to invite you. We want you to be around. It's a meeting that we won't want to miss. It should be just. The idea is just to give us tips, things that we should. Those little things that we think doesn't matter, but it's important to spice up a relationship. It's like those of us who are married already in relationship, if you are not yet, things that will help you to be very creative, and it doesn't have to be expensive. So she's going to be sharing with us those romantic pathways that will strengthen relationships. Little things that actually count in relationship. We'll have a floor for like 1 hour, and then we'll throw our questions to her. She'll be ready to sit down here to answer all those questions. God bless you. See you next.